Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Real Talk. I'm Briscoe Diggs. And I've said this before. Oh, you guys, I have a special guest today. It's really exciting. Let me tell you something. These people are very special to me. I've known Tara for, oh my gosh, close to 10 years. I met Danny a few years ago through Tara. Together, they make up the band Dream Funk. Dream Freak. Now, you know what? Why are you going to get the name wrong when you're trying to be cool and introduce your friends?
Well, our website is dreamfreak.fun.
Yeah,
So.
Dream Funk could be like, hey, that's just your next band. But anyway,
yeah.
Their band is called Dream Freak. We're going to get to why they named themselves that. But ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Dream Freak, Tara and Danny. Oh!
Hi, I'm Panya.
Yes. Oh my God, the baby's here, y'all. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave him.
Say his name again so people can get it. What's his name again?
Panyo.
Panyo.
Yeah.
I know where that's from. I love it. So, welcome, y'all. Welcome to Real Talk. I can't believe y'all are here.
Hi.
Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
We're psyched.
Yes, my pleasure. Danny, I'm not leaving you out, but I need people to know one thing about Tara first. When I first started this show, the first original Real Talk, Tara was there for me from the beginning. When I was starting this whole, even from the time I was thinking about it in my mind, I would come to work. By the way, y'all, we worked together on a show called Community. We were both background actors on the show for years. And we were featured background, so we worked all the time.
Yeah.
And that's how I met Tara. She was one of my besties on set.
Yes.
And then
you were my daddy on set.
For sure, right? I was the oldest man on set, y'all. Besides Chevy Chase, but we'll talk about it. Anyway.
Yeah.
So when I was starting to shoot, Tara volunteered to be one of my production assistants. And I'm like, I never had a production assistant. And she came on and she did such a great job. And I was just looking for a day to pay it back. And, not something silly and nothing that's going to be worth something. But now I have a show and it's like time to promote my friends. And what better way to do that than to bring Tara on with Danny and introduce him as well and talk about your band. And thank you so much for believing in me when very few people even know what I was doing.
Oh,
and you were there for me and you helped me a lot and with love, and I love you so much. So that's why.
I love you too. I love you too. Yeah, of course.
So
thanks for having us on.
Let me talk to Danny for a second. Even though look at me like I'm spitting in half. So Danny, man, when I first met you, I was just like, whoa, of course you and Tara were gonna get together. Oh, by the way, they're engaged. I'm like, of course you seemed like you guys were just made for each other. And I was so happy for her to find a genuine, nice guy who's an artist. So it's like, wait a minute, you guys can share your lives and your art. So therefore you're sharing your life all around. And I don't have to worry about Tara anymore because she's with you. And believe me, I used to worry about her a lot. And no more, she got it. So yeah, you're amazing. I worked with Danny on something. I helped you out on something a few years ago, and it was fun. It was the funnest day ever. So anyway, let me start.
Yeah, that was fun.
Real talk, not Briscoe talk all the time. So let me get to first. I'm gonna get to you, Tara, but let me ask Danny, where are you from, Danny? And
yeah, I'm from Los Angeles, California.
Wow,
right
that's
here.
Rare because that's the second person I interviewed today that was originally from LA. So this is the LA day.
It is LA day, yes.
Awesome. Yeah. And what about you, Tara? Are you from LA as well?
I'm actually from Simi Valley, so that's like, not LA.
Just a little north.
Just a little north.
But Southern California. County. Yeah, you don't have to.
Yeah, but I moved to LA. I moved to LA like 5 or 6 years ago.
Wow, yeah, that's when I met her. I was like, hey, I like that girl.
well, we met before I moved.
No, you're right. Oh, you're right. What am I thinking? What? You're right. That's you were commuting there. I forgot all about that. See, men over a certain age, we go like this when we can't hear. We go like this when we can't see. So yeah, sorry, girl. Yeah, that's right. That's awesome. you were like she was 12 years old when I met her. They let her work special in the show. So
Yeah. Of course.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks. You're so
you still look
very
like
nice.
she's legal age, y'all. I'm just being sarcastic. We don't go there. So so basically, let me get to Dream Freak. How did you guys get together, as far as your art? No, you know what? Let's start at the beginning. When you guys when did you both realize? You can take either one of you can take that. When you both realized that you were both artists, when did that click into you? In your
Well, I knew from a very young age that I loved to sing and I loved to write. I didn't know that I was an artist though, I guess. I just considered myself a person who enjoyed singing and writing. But to actually realize I'm an artist was like, yeah, around 5 or 6 years ago when I started working with Danny and working with producers and just realizing the difference between what a musician is and what an artist is. And a musician can be both an artist and a musician, and an artist can just be an artist. But yeah, that's pretty much when I realized I'm like, oh, I'm an artist. That's
right,
kind of
girl.
cool. Yeah, because I mean, you grow up and my mom was an artist and my brother's a musician as well. But I never thought I could be that because that was just too great.
Mm-hmm.
But
and your dad sang too, right?
Yeah, my dad's a singer too, like a lounge singer. Yeah, anyways, I'm rambling at this point.
No, you're fine. You're good. So how about you, Danny?
It's weird. It feels like yesterday we had this field across the street from our house when I was a little kid, 3 years old. And I remember sitting in like this brush, this tall sort of grass, and just singing. And I just remember like, wow, I really like this. And I wrote like a really rudimentary 2-word song and repeated it over and over again. And that's when I just like never stopped singing, I guess.
Right.
So yeah.
That is great. I not to get into all my personal, it's about you guys, but my biological father was a musician and I wasn't raised by him. I was not brought up, but the DNA was so strong that I was a dancer and a singer before, as a little kid. And, my dad, Al Diggs, I love him to death, but he has no rhythm whatsoever.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, where did I get this from?
Oh my God.
Because my biological dad, it came from him. But Al Diggs was one thing. He had music in the household all the time. We listened to jazz, we listened to hard rock, we listened to soul, we listened to everything. So I was influenced by that. So yeah, we got it in our DNA. It's part of our it's part of our blood. So I totally understand that.
Totally, absolutely. Yeah, my parents, I grew up, same. They just listen to music all the time. We play music all the time.
That's great. I noticed that. I can't help but notice, but y'all in your studio. This is the best. This is the best set ever. It's amazing. Everything. That is
all
so
Danny's
good.
work.
That's where Danny is most of the time.
No, actually, Tara's, yeah.
It's great. It's awesome. Yeah, we have one actually. On the compound. It's not a cult, but on the compound I live on, everyone's an artist.
Cool.
LGBTQ compound, but we all are artists that live here, and we have a studio downstairs as well.
Oh, nice.
And one of the guys that owns the house, he makes records, and and I do background for him a lot, and it's amazing that you don't need to go off your property. You can make your own home studio. Just have the nice equipment and do it properly, and you can create your own stuff. And we're not going to sit around waiting for people to help us. You know what I'm saying? We got to just get out there and do it.
Yeah, totally.
And one of my main reasons for having you guys on, not just because you're my friends, but to also promote artists that are not the mainstream and the packaged art. Yeah, exactly. There's nothing wrong. I mean, let people do their art. I'm not going to start putting people down for it. Somebody gets on my nerves. But I noticed that your stuff is organically you. You're not trying to look a certain way or trying to be that. I see that as organic. And
thank you.
Cool.
As a kid, I was always teased about my stuff being ahead of time. Did you guys ever get that feeling or or critique from people that you were ahead of your time as far as
Nope.
your?
No.
Yeah,
I wish. That'd be cool.
never
No, I
been
think that
accused
you
of.
are. Your fashion is way. You're old soul in a new body. Does that make any sense? Is
Yeah.
that you guys
I
are?
like the new body.
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Because I've had friends in the 80s that are like my age now that I could totally see both of you guys fitting in. Well, at your age now, not newborns or
Yeah,
whatever.
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I'm not even born yet. I'm not sure, but it's yeah. So, so what kind of influences did you guys have as far as your art and your music is concerned?
I mean, like I said, growing up, my parents played a lot of music, so definitely a lot of jazz. My mom and her dad, my grandfather, were huge jazz fans. And my dad was a lounge singer and karaoke singer, and so, but his music interests were more like Elvis and rock and Johnny Cash. So I grew up with a lot of jazz and rock, and then my older brother listened to a lot of different music, so I listened to his music, like punk rock and metal, and then eventually I started listening to electronic music when I was in my 20s, and I started listening more to 80s music when I was in my 20s.
Me too.
I mean, I was born in the 80s, so, you know, I grew up listening to also 80s music and 90s music. A lot of Annie Lennox.
Yeah, girl.
I love Annie Lennox. Yeah, just pretty much a bunch of stuff. I listen to a bunch of stuff.
One of my favorite songs by Annie Lennox was "Missionary Man." I don't know if you heard that song.
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh my God. That I don't know, like some people, I'm like, I love the video. Even I used to play that over. I had a VHS cassette tapes that I did once. That's all, and I taped all my favorite videos and over again because I was trying to get that missionary man. Oh, I was trying to get that part down. So yes, Annie Lennox.
You've heard it.
Okay,
Yeah,
I've heard
you've
it.
heard it.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah, you've heard it. I know you know it. But yeah, she's one of my favorites.
Okay.
So what was your influences, Danny? Oh my God.
Ghana. Yeah, it's sort of all over the place. I mean, I love. I listen to a lot of sort of down-tempo electronic music these days. Yeah, that's definitely where my, and going back to like drum and bass and break beats and coffee table and all that kind of stuff. And but then like rock, like I mean, Led Zeppelin 3 is one of my favorite records of all time. It's just Radiohead, Jane's Addiction, it kind of is all over the place. Love a good punk song, love a good punk show,
Absolutely.
And I love pop music too, like I just love what it can do and where it can take you. And R&B is beautiful. Love rap, love hip hop. I'm way all over the place.
That's awesome.
Can't say I listen to a lot of like modern country though, like Tara, like I love more old school like Johnny Cash and kind of in that zone.
Randy Travis.
Randy Travis was the man until he kind of.
That's who I listened to. Actually, I'm just now remembering when I was a little girl, I loved Randy Travis, and then I just rediscovered him like a few years ago, and I was just like, oh my gosh, Randy Travis.
He's going through some problems right now. He's having he's not taking meds that he should take, and he's going through a little bit of problems, and they're blaming it on drugs and alcohol, which isn't true. So hopefully Randy will get it back because he is a legend. He was. When people were not listening to country music, they were listening to Randy Travis. Same thing, Johnny Cash as well and all that stuff. So these people they transcended genre. So I think that's important.
That's the key.
Yeah. It's like I don't hate country music. Well, anybody that hates country music, they still love Johnny Cash. They still love Randy Travis. So
yeah.
I remember when
I what you were saying.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh yeah, I just think what you were saying before about like original music or whatever, and like you think of like what's pop music, and you listen to it like Phineas and Billy have done, and that doesn't sound like diva pop music, but it's in that zone of like top 5 rotation and and everything, but it does have its own sound, so it's cool. Like everybody can have their own sound and even be mainstream these days, I feel like, which is kind of cool.
as long
even
as I feel like the artist is being true to what they're doing. I don't care even if they're doing some polished pop stuff. As long as that's really what you're into and you're really, really, you're singing it with some heart.
Yeah.
And dance, I'm a dancer, so I love a good dance song with some good lyrics because I dance on the lyrics as
Oh
well.
yeah,
So
for sure.
that's important to me. But right now I'm into Dua Lipa for some reason. I love this. I love this
Yeah.
song.
Oh, nice.
She drives me crazy. Every song is I'm like, I can dance to this. So yeah, she's amazing. And yeah, I like a good pop song that you can sing. Look at that little butt. Look at that little.
Yeah, he likes
Nobody's
to
naked.
climb.
It's the doggy butt. Look
He
how
likes to
sweet.
climb up on my shoulder.
I love that. I used to have a little doggy. His name was Briscoe Jr. and I took him everywhere.
Aw.
He was a little Bichon.
Oh,
Aw.
that's
I took him
cute.
everywhere I went. People were like, you named your dog after you? I'm like, I'm not gonna have any kids. This is my son. Y'all shut up.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
Our children.
How did you guys get together? I mean, I don't want to get too deep, but you can do as deep as you want. But how did you guys
Yeah,
meet?
yeah, we
And
can talk about it.
yeah.
Yeah, well, we met via Model Mayhem, actually. I auditioned for
Yeah.
I auditioned for JVC commercial.
I think it was
JBL.
JBL.
It's JBL.
Yeah.
And then we exchanged Instagrams and kept in touch. And then I found out he was in a band, and I was like, oh, check out my music. If you're in a band, just wanted his opinion. And he was like looking for a backup singer, came in to do some backup vocals. The producer really liked me and just kept asking me to come back. So then like our relationship started to like blossom from that, just me going to the studio and then just a few months later, we just started dating more exclusively and then started writing more after that. Yeah.
Exactly.
Just kind of all flowed, all naturally
Very
happened.
organic,
Yeah, it's very organic. And
See, I love the
I
fact
was
that-
not seeking anybody, and I don't know if he was, but
No, it was literally for a track. We were doing a female male gang vocal. It's like 4 or 5 people, and I'd heard her stuff, and I was like, wow, it's amazing. And it really just started as a one-time project, and here we are.
Yep.
Now it's a lifelong one-time project.
It is a
Yes.
it is.
Yes.
We can move it from project to band.
Yeah.
Right. I love the fact that it was organic, and you guys had a working relationship that became a friend relationship that got closer, and then just organically just blossomed into love or whatever. That shows that it's real. You know what I mean? You didn't force anything. You didn't go on some awkward, weird dates or whatever. I don't know. Maybe later, but I don't know.
No, we had like no awkwardness at all. Everything was super comfortable.
Super chill.
Yeah, we just kind of flowed and just no pressure and
so good.
And, yeah.
That's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm not rushing anything. I'm like, I've been single for like 30 years, but it's okay.
Don't rush.
I'm good though. I mean, I wasn't good for a while, but then I'm good now because I'm focused on my career. And of course, at this time, and people always say that, but at this time now, people are like, "Hello, Briscoe." I'm like, "Damn, now I don't have time." And they're always, I know.
Flow.
I will make that. As long as it's organic but I'm getting these guys that are way too young for me. I know it's about you guys, but I don't mind dating someone that's 10 years younger than me. That means he's almost 50. But if you're 35, I'm sorry, you're cute, but I can't because I was there when my niece was born and she's like 25. That's only 10 years. It's like it's too much, but
yeah.
Who knows? Let me shut up. Anyway, hey, I have a cat. I'm that guy.
Yeah, there you go.
And my cat is black. My cat is black and white, cute and smart. So therefore, his name is Wentworth Miller.
There you go.
Nice. Wentworth Miller is.
He's an actor who is biracial.
Cool.
So he's black and white, cute and smart, and talented. So
awesome.
And he looks more white than he does black, like my cat.
Oh no, gross. Oh, there you are.
I don't know if you remember the day that he came out. We were on set, and he came out, and everybody was texting me, "Briscoe, he's gay." I'm like, I knew that. I told you that he was looking at my butt, but.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. I don't remember that.
Yeah, because I guess I talked about him a lot, like I'm doing in this interview.
Yeah.
I spoke about him a lot, and I guess people knew that, and I even have him on my phone.
And your cat is named after him, so that's also.
Oh my God,
And
that's
I named my
hilarious.
cat after the dude. So, but I met him a few times, and the first time I met him, I was stupid. I was just like, Mr. Miller, I would just kill myself. I didn't say hi. He's like, okay. And then I bumped into him again. And then again. I'm like, and I didn't
Crazy.
talk. I'm like, it's like, why do I keep seeing this guy? I can't talk to him anymore if I told him I was going to kill myself. So it ended up being really nice at the last meeting. He was very cool. And yes, Wentworth, I think he was looking at my butt that day. But anyway.
Maybe he was.
I know.
Possible.
I had, excuse me. I had a shirt. It was a sequel to The Fly called The Fly 2. And on the front it says, help me. And I turn around and goes, again. That's the shirt on I had when I met him. So
Oh my God, that's funny.
That's hilarious.
after I shook his hand and did on my little spiel, I left the restaurant and I turned around and go, and he's like, okay. So the very last meeting that he saw me, I was in Starbucks waiting in line, and the girl called me Bosco. And I'm turning around and I said, man, my name is Briscoe. And he looked at me and he went, so I'm like, oh, he gets
He
the
remembered
joke.
you.
He remembered it, and then I hadn't seen him again. So, Wentworth, if you're looking, no, anyway.
Yeah.
so let's get back to you guys.
Okay.
So, you guys have been doing some concerts lately, some performances lately, and tell me about Birdie Man and how that came about for you guys, because that was a big deal.
Oh, yeah. Well, our friend Tyler is a lighting guy who has I guess you can explain it better than me. I'll let him explain it.
Yeah. We actually threw a show downtown at a place called Garage Gallery. Now it's probably a year and a half ago. And we had this big concept called Internet Paradise, and Tara did this amazing art installation. Anyway, this big, beautiful thing. We did our show, and there was a guy who showed up through a friend by the name of Tyler Green, and he
was at our show.
He was at our show.
Cool.
And he just loved it. You know, he's like a legendary lighting designer. He's done K-Rock shows, big tours, big stuff, and he has since sort of fallen into creating a thing called the Sci-Fighter stage, and it has been going on at all the Burning Man regional events. Mm-hmm. And we did our first Burning Man regional last year on the Sci-Fighter stage and Utopia out in the desert. And it was phenomenal. We showed up and there was like this massive structure, and we were just like, whoa, this is nuts. And we did our shows. It was absolutely just incredible, just under the stars, in the dirt, just the coolest, vibe ever. And it was Sunday, and we kind of woke up, got out of our thing, and I looked up, and this structure is still sitting there. Good 70% of people are already gone, right? Like everybody does. And I looked at him like, how's this thing like coming down? And he's like, it's what I do. And I was just like, I love this guy because like we always do that. We've been on tours where we set everything up and, tear stuff down. I love, so we helped him, both of them. Tara actually made sandwiches for everybody.
Yeah, there's no way I was going to do any heavy lifting.
But I mean, the steaks were, they were like.
I made sandwiches.
They were like yard long steaks, like in the ground, like sledgehammer steaks. And so we took the whole thing down. He had a huge cube truck. We stuffed it, after 3 or 4 hours. It was clear. We left no trace. And it was just a bond that we had that weekend. And he just said, I loved, he felt like part of our band, like the third member, because because we had never played a show with him, but as we were playing our first show with him, he knew where our drops and our breaks and our rises were. And we like Tara and I kind of looked at each other and go, whoa, like boom, the lights went. We were like, and we had never
look so good.
Yeah.
We were like, wow.
So he was an instant sort of like member of the band, but he played lights while we played sound. And so from there, we just did a bunch of shows at Viper Room and some other little things. And then we were scheduled this year in 2020. We were booked on three festivals, or 4 actually, right?
We had 4 Burning Man festivals. 3
Burning Man regionals and the actual Burning Man. Of course, that all went away because of COVID. So leave it to the amazing people at Burning Man. I mean, what they do with the real Burning Man. build an entire city and then tear it down with no trace.
Right.
And since that wasn't happening this year, they created the multiverse, which is basically the equivalent. It's 7 digital universes in one multiverse, all on different tech platforms. And the thing is now here to stay forever. Forever. It'll always be here, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and crazier. So that was our first, it was like a Saturday night. And you know, it was the first run, some technical difficulties getting everything dialed in, but that was our show, and it was super cool. And that was 1.0. It's going to be like 80.0 within the next 2 weeks already. It's just,
Right.
it's getting, if you check out the app even for multiverse, it's just nuts. So that's how we connected
for everybody to check out these things for sure.
Yeah.
I saw a photo of you guys, or maybe it was a performance. There was like the laser lights, that it was like green and then smoke. That blew my mind. I was like, dude, that's what I'm afraid of there. It was just like, it was magical to see that. It reminded me of one year when I was going to San Francisco from the Bay Area, and I don't do drugs no more, but I was on acid that day.
Yeah.
We were going across the bridge, and I saw that. It was like, that reminded me of that. I'm like, oh my God, this is wonderful.
Oh, nice.
Seeing you guys play through that, it was just beautiful. It was awesome.
That was probably
right
Tyler.
here. No, that was probably right here.
That was here. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
that was
we
awesome.
We have some lasers.
That was amazing. It was just so it's an acid trip without acid, y'all. You know what I mean?
the safe way to not do drugs.
Yeah.
Right. Don't do bad drugs.
You know,
Yeah.
there you go. We're all about the good one.
It's California. We're legally
Plants
smoking.
ones.
Yes, naturally occurring things.
Yeah,
Yes.
there you go. That's it. There you go. That's even better. So what was the first, if you guys can remember, what was the first collaboration as Dream Freak that you guys have?
Oh, as
Sorry,
Dream Freak.
Wow,
Well,
that's like,
Or maybe it was before, I guess, before you changed the name?
right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm sorry. I jumped ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, that's okay. So Lost in Los Angeles was Danny's band that I eventually joined from just doing a lot of background vocals on, and then writing, collaborating, and then that kind of fizzled out and it just ended up being us, and we were writing stuff together, and so we felt like that was like a couple years ago. And right, I mean, I could be
yeah.
So we just were like, let's rename this. This is our baby, and then we became Dream Freak.
It's a perfect name. I love it. I love everything about it. Seriously.
Thank you.
As the gays say, I'm here for it. No.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Oh my God, I'm so here for it.
I'm here for it.
Yeah.
Actually, that's more like a Valley girl. When I do my gay voice, it's like more of a Valley girl.
When I do my mother's voice, I always get country, but my mom is from New York. I don't even know why. Chop, Gregory? I'm like, she doesn't even talk like that.
Oh my
That's
gosh,
hilarious.
that's funny.
I don't know. I can say this. I think every time I do any black woman's voice, she's Southern to me. I don't even know what that's about.
Hey.
Same.
Don't hear nobody talk about. Don't you come for Tara, y'all? Because I'm getting extra. Don't mess with my kids, y'all. No.
Yeah, I'm just kidding around.
So, what are your I should say immediate plans? Okay, I shouldn't say that. Okay. What is it like to be engaged?
Oh.
Weird question.
Well, I would like to say that it was the most amazing feeling because Danny did a really, really, really cool thing. I mean, he proposed in a really cool way, and that just makes being engaged and being proposed to amazing. So, yeah, it feels awesome. It feels amazing.
Great.
Feels
I remember when you announced it. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of people were like, about time.
Yeah.
That's
we did the ceremonial 5-year run.
Yeah.
It was time.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, that's
New
great.
Year's
Yeah.
Eve.
That was good. So you did a good job there, Danny.
I lucked out. She's way above my pay grade. That's for sure.
Oh.
Stop. Okay, keep going.
So do you have any upcoming projects that you guys are doing now, or are you recording anything new, or even besides Dream Freak, any things that you might be wanting to talk about or share with
Well,
us?
we're gonna start doing more shows again via Twitch,
Twitch.
just from our home studio.
Great.
We kind of took a little break because we lost one of our puppies, as you know, a couple months
I'm
ago.
so sorry about that. Yeah,
It's okay. Thank you. Yeah, it sucks. But I'm feeling better, and I'm starting to feel like I want to start creating again and start performing again, and having we got the virtual Burning Man show like 5 days before the show. Like we were told, we're like, hey, there's this thing now, and you want to come do it? And we're like, yeah. So it was nice to get right back behind the mic again and perform. It felt good. It was like, okay, I can get back to work now. I need to move on. So yeah, we're gonna start releasing songs again. We had this monthly thing going. We were releasing a song every month, so that stopped. But now we're gonna start doing that again. So, and especially because of all the shit that went down with George Floyd, we were like, we can't release anything right now. Let's just wait for a while. So then Fawn died, and so. But now I think it's time. We believe that our purpose here on earth is to create music that people can enjoy and uplift, and we never really sing or write about anything negative. I sing about my personal stuff, but in my it's to just share my experience in the world, and then also to uplift people. And so these times are really dark and really fucking shitty, and shit's gonna happen all the time. And we need to keep putting our music out there, and that's why we're here. There's no other reason why we're on this planet. We were sent here to just make music and uplift people, and whether it's for 5 people or 1,000 or 1,000,000 or whatever, it doesn't matter. We just really hope that we can express our art, and we can express ourselves, and at the same time bring joy to people.
Yeah, I appreciate what you just said about George Floyd and not being able to release anything during that time. That shows right there, you don't have to say that you're an ally. You're just doing it by example, just by being you and deciding that this is what I'm not gonna do right now. And that was just for your own personal reasons. You didn't have to sit there and yell it from the rooftop. But now we know that there are people that are not Black or brown that are standing up with us and beside us, and not for any other reason, just because they believe in it, not because they're trying to get anything out of it. And I really appreciate that, because that really means a lot. I had no idea that's why you stopped, and that's all I needed to hear. A lot of people.
I think I think anybody with a voice, and for that matter, that's anybody with a social media account with 1 follower. Like you either got it or you didn't, and we wanted to, devote as much of our attention and space and energy towards that awareness, which tragic. But definitely feeling like another layer has been peeled away, and it's hard work, but God bless him and his family and everybody else that's been dealing with this for centuries.
I used to come home. I had a roommate, not too many years ago, a few years ago, and things like that would happen, and not with the police, but I would go to a store and I'd be followed, and I'd come home and let her know. Like, I used to shop at Kmart and buy Adam Levine's clothes or something, like his t-shirts.
Yeah.
And I wore one of his jackets, and I went into Kmart with the jacket on, and the security lady was following me, and I knew her because I saw her before. So I asked, "Why are you following me? Why are you following me?" "I'm not following you." And she ended up being behind the counter when I went to pay for my stuff. So I went and told my roommate, like, the little things like that happen. People asking me for my bank account information if I wanted to buy something. I'm like, are you freaking kidding me?
Wow.
Just take the ATM card and deal with it, ID and all this other stuff. So I tell her that, and that doesn't happen, Bristol. Does that really happen? Now she's seeing it and she's, you know, trying to apologize. And I'm like, no, and she's a woman of color as well. So I'm not, I'm not, you know, calling out a white person. This is a woman of color, and she still didn't believe me because she wasn't raised in that atmosphere. I guess she didn't. She was in a little, you know, circle, and that was it. You know, a little bubble, and that was it. So to know that there are other people that are aware of it that are not even going through that really makes me mad that people that should be aware of it aren't. So I really appreciate you guys are on the side of right, and but like I said, just by being yourselves. And I think I really appreciate it because we need our allies and vice versa. You know, there's no way that I'm going to have anybody say anything against you guys, the people I love and care about, without, you know, standing up. You have to. Silence equals, like they used to say when AIDS epidemic, silence equals death, and it really does. And you know, it could be could not be a real death, but it, you know, it could be a death of the way our society is right now. You know, we have to go back the other way. We can't keep going in this direction. And I think a lot of us are enlightened enough right now. And another thing that I've noticed, and you've noticed it, I'm sure, that everybody, the only thing they have right now to enjoy is art. What we're putting out is saving their lives, but meanwhile they're trying to take, you know, the money away from our funding in schools. Where's band class? Where's all the stuff we had when we were young? All that stuff is gone. But yet right now they're all turning to art to escape or to get educated. So I'm so glad that you guys are an original band, even though I love cover bands, are fun, you know, but I like that you guys are an original band with original messages out there, and it's really appreciated. And it's not lost on me that it's hard work. I know it's fun. It's fun. It's love. You love what you do, but it's hard. People think it's so simple and easy. It's not. I mean, it's not hard when you want to do it, but when it comes down to doing it right, it's kind of difficult.
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to do when, like, you're putting your art out there and you're just, you know, there's a sense of validation that you need every now and then, and you're just like, is this good? Am I doing a good job? Do people like this? And so it when we find people that believe in us and actually like our music, it's like, okay, cool. Like, you know, this is great. And it's not so hard anymore. And that's just in the last year, we started finally getting that momentum where, like, we met total strangers, came to our show and then saw us at the Viper Room and then came back to see us again at another Viper Room show. And that was like, okay, validation finally. You know, I mean, we have our friends, but our friends are not our fans. They will never be. It's just the way it is. You know, they're there to support you, but do they really like your music? It's so personal that it's hard for them to, you know, form an opinion sometimes, I think. And they don't want to say anything negative because they're afraid they're going to hurt your feelings. And you're like, I'm hungry for that. I'm like, I have one friend who I can count on who is going to be straight up with me, and I hit him up all the time. I'm like, is this dumb? Is this cool? And, you know, and he's an actual fan. He's like our one friend, Nico. He's like our one friend who is an actual fan and not just pretending. I mean,
probably have a couple.
Hey, I'm a fan. No, I'm just kidding.
But I know.
I know what you mean.
know.
I absolutely know what you're saying.
But it's nice to have total strangers with no connection, that are not tied to you in any way, just with nothing to gain or lose. Just say, we love that. And
so that's just starting to happen. And so the hard work part of it is still there, but now it's starting to feel like, okay, this isn't all for nothing. I'm making people happy. I'm being reminded, like, yes, this is why I'm here on this planet.
Yeah, I love your music. I have to say, really honestly, I love electronic music, and I just everything about it. It just fills me with joy. So yeah, I that's why I wanted to also have you on this show. I was like, look, I'm not gonna promote something I don't like. I'm like, I can't stand it. No, like, don't tell them about it, but damn, no, this for real. They're great. They don't look pretty. Their music is great too, y'all. I'm just saying it. Yeah, and it's like I said, I can dance to it in any kind of
that's good.
way, and it's amazing. It's great. I remember my mom. You're saying people tell you honest. I'm a singer. My mom loves my singing, but she will say, "Oh, are you gonna sing that?" It's like just like,
hey, I think being honest is good.
Yeah, and she was right though. I was singing some old ass song for an audition, and I'm like, I ran it by, and she goes, I changed it, and I didn't get the gig, but I moved on to the second round of the gig.
Nice.
It was a reality show. I'm glad I didn't get. No, just kidding. And when I came to LA, I was trying out for anything. You know, it's like I didn't know much. I didn't know that there was age limits on some of these shows, and they let you audition just to make fun of you, that kind of shit. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks.
It's content.
Not doing that to me.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I turn around and walk the hell out. No, not me, because I'm really good. So I'm not gonna care. So yeah, that's another thing. You guys, it takes time for sometimes to realize that. Of course, you want validation from other people, but like you said, you realize, you go, wow, we're good. You know, you realize that you can become your own fan in a way. I know they have the up and down days, but you know that sometimes you've done a good job. I'm sure you know there's like, wow.
Yeah, when we have a good show, I definitely feel it. And there was this one day one live stream we had, and it was on Instagram, and yeah, like it was a great show, and it felt like we were on top of the world. It felt like, we were engaged again. It was like, yes, everything went well. There was no technical difficulties. I think I sang okay, but I had all these, we were talking to people online afterwards, and we got a lot of good feedback. And so yeah, it's nice. It's rewarding. That's the rewarding part, is when you just feel good afterwards.
Right, exactly. Yeah, you can just sit back and go, wow. So what's coming up next for you guys?
I mean, hopefully another show soon in another couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll start live streaming from here, and we have a remix collaboration with Robbie Rivera, who took one of our favorite songs, "Comfy Pain," did a remix of that.
Nice.
And so that's kind of getting shopped around a little bit, which is cool. Yeah, and then just more track. We have, like Tara said, we have a bunch of tracks on deck that I think the whole music community was just kind of like taking a breather on so many levels, and now it's just, I think people are starting to like, come on, let's start to release again, and everything's changed, and it is what it is, and we're gonna figure that out. I hate that phrase now, but anyway.
No,
figure it out.
No, I hate when certain people take certain phrases that now you don't really want to say anymore. But
I can't stand saying, "You feel me?" No, I don't feel you.
Yeah.
I don't want to. Get out of my face. Sorry.
Yeah.
We can't say it is what it is anymore either.
We really can't. Even the word beautiful, I find myself saying, I can't really say beautiful because of that. But anyway, we're not going to go down that road.
Yeah, I know, right? I know, because we could. we want to let, no pun intended, we want to end on a positive note.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We can, we don't want. So, you guys, I cannot believe that I was able to get Dream Freak on my show. You have no idea. It's been a long time coming for Sarah. Who the hell is Sarah?
It's okay.
I have a loose tooth. I don't think I've ever called you Sarah in your whole life.
No, you've never.
It's in the zone. It's in the phonetic zone.
It happens a lot. I don't get mad. Sometimes I just let it fly. Like today, I'm Sarah.
Yeah.
I mess up people's name. I called the other lady I was interviewing today, and I know her name really well. I call her Angela. Her name was Angelica. There's no way. Okay. She's like, man, my name.
It's okay.
No, she was real cool about it. But I get people to mess up my name all the time. But anyway, what I was saying was, it's been a long time coming for Tara and I. We've come a long way from our days on Community as struggling artists trying to figure out our lives and what we're going to be doing. And I found my path a little bit. They got cut off a bit. And Tara was on her journey, and she met you, Danny, and then she started to blossom again. And you both started to blossom together. And look at the love in your eyes when you look at each other. I hope people understand that I can't speak English well, but it's something that a lot of us gay guys do. We add little extra syllables and stuff for fun. It's just something I do.
Okay, so do I.
I can speak English.
Okay? Yeah. Whatever anybody does is just perfect.
Exactly. Don't be judging us. Don't come for us. No, come for us so we can tell you to shut up and mind your business. and listen to the music of Dream Freak.
We can just hug.
I had to argue with the lady in the store, and at the end of it, I go, "Good night and God bless you." It was like I did a performance of yelling at her and screaming at her, and then at the end was like, "My lady."
I love it.
My lady.
But anyway, I can just keep mumbling and rambling on, but I just want to say thank you all for being here, both of you guys. We're gonna look out for Dream Freak. It's gonna be doing some great things, and we're gonna also put all the links and stuff that we need to put up below, right up here on this map right here. I want everybody to know you can click on to any of the stuff for Dream Freak, for Danny and Tara, and I will also be, if you like the show here, if you like anything you see on this channel, just subscribe to Real Talk with Briscoe Diggs, or tell your friends. This is the second time I'm doing this, right? And also,
I just like doing this.
I know, right? Me too. And also, I'm doing I'm on Patreon, and if you want to subscribe to Patreon and donate any money, any half of everything that I will make on Patreon is going to AIDS and HIV research and the LGBTQ Center, the Jeffrey Goodman Clinic in West Hollywood. So basically, you'll be helping out HIV and HIV.
Beautiful.
Hey, I have to laugh at it. I've been HIV positive for 26 years, half of my life. Wow. If I can't laugh now, I'm dead. So
yeah, your story is a miracle.
I'm so blessed and lucky. I've had such a good support system, and I've had friends that I was able to just open up. I never kept it private, so I was able to open up and talk to friends. And when I told Tara, she was like, didn't even care. It was like, and most of the people that are in my life don't care. They didn't, it's different with younger people. A lot of people of us, older generation, we went through losing a lot of people, and so it was a very scary situation. It still is, of course, but it's
a lot of closed-mindedness back then.
A lot of closed-mindedness, and me, me. I'm like the open book. I'm yelling through the rooftops. Hey, I didn't ask for this, but I'm living with it. It's part of who I am now, and you're gonna have to deal with it. And hey, we're here. Yeah. So, you guys, I love you so much. Don't forget, everyone, the band is Dream Freak, and it's Danny and Tara and Danny. Y'all are going to remember their names because they ain't going nowhere. I love you both so much. And I want to tell you all, if you have a dream in your heart and a plan, it is never too late. Can you dig it?
That's true.
Have a good night, Joe. Thank you so much. I love you.
Love you.
You take care. We'll be talking again soon. And as soon as this is all done, I'll let you guys know. It's not long. You're my second interview.
Love you.
Love you so much.
Thank you so much.
And stay beautiful.